All right, we're rolling.
All right. Hey everyone, welcome back to the KASH Talk podcast. It's your girl Kiana, aka KASH.
And it's your boy, Ham Van Dam Van Deezy, Guru, Shane, I guess.
Well, welcome back to episode 7.
Yes.
It's been a journey.
Siete.
We've made it. We passed the hump. This week, we're going to be talking about creating healthy habits, positive self-talk, some things that work for us where it makes our day feel a little better. Some things that may not work for us, some tips, things like that, and just trying to get out of that negative space, that negative self-talk, because it always leads to like self-sabotage, and we're just in our minds all the time.
Yep, it's very, very tough, especially when it's a whole bunch of negativity in the game every day.
Yeah, no matter where you look.
Yep. But let's do a little recap of last episode before we even get into this episode.
Yes.
So we was talking about if social media was blocking your blessings. I played devil's advocate, I remember.
It was more like, when you think about it, it was more of us ranting. It wasn't.
Isn't that just social media in itself? It's just a never-ending rant.
I guess.
Especially Twitter.
With aesthetics.
With aesthetics.
Yeah.
Aesthetically pleasing rants. But yeah, I feel like, is social media blocking your blessings? It's definitely going to tie into this episode because, we're talking about building healthy habits,
Are you on social media too much?
Mm-hmm.
Is that creating a negative space for you? Is what you're following aid into like your mindset for the day? Did you see something on Twitter at like 9 a.m. and it just fucked you up? Like the whole day you're like thinking about it? Because I have. And there's certain things that I do now so I can avoid that, or like try to lessen the load of the amount of information I'm just, accumulating throughout the day.
Yeah, so you do definitely. Everybody accumulates like a shit ton of.
Yeah.
That's just stuff. A bunch of information throughout the day, whether it's positive or negative, because partially because of social media. Like I said last week, like a lot of people get their news from social media. I've unfortunately found out mad people passed away via social media. Like you just scrolling
And look how that affects your day. Like,
yeah, you're like, damn.
He was like, dang, I couldn't get a phone call first. I had to find out on Facebook.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying like personally.
I'm just talking like how that shapes your day. Like just seeing something like that.
Definitely. Even like seeing like your friend post like RIP to my such and such. It's like, damn,
mom, grandma, uncle.
Now I feel kind of terrible today.
Yeah, like what do I do? Do I like it? Like what the like what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. Facebook does give you all these options.
Yeah, but
the care emoji, the care react
that's the hug emoji. But yeah, so like just how stuff like that affects your day can it kind of mess you up. So it's a perfect segue from last episode. So this week's affirmation is I go after what I want and deserve. Think about all the goals you set this year. Think about all the things that you always tell yourself you're going to do and you put it off. Is it something you really want? Because if you want it, you got to go after it. It will only make you better.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I feel like it's definitely the right time to kind of start talking about these things because, I mean, we're recording this in the beginning of the year, but regardless of when this is released, like, you want to be able to hold yourself accountable to what you set in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Like, what does that look like 2 months from now? What does that look like 4 months from now in terms of, building these positive habits, to kind of improve your day because, life is hard.
Yeah, and
life
if you didn't start in the new year, that's fine.
Yeah. People should start. I don't
start on a Tuesday, on the 3rd. Like, start it on a Friday night,
not even to sidetrack, but side rant. Like, I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions. Like, I feel like,
Oh, he's about to be
oh
that
man,
person that's
I
like
yeah,
unpopular opinion.
not even unpopular. I don't feel like it's unpopular, but I feel like waiting for the first of the year is kind of like, I don't want to say it's an excuse, but it's kind of giving you like a
It's
different.
like your last hurrah before
Yeah,
the.
but like, what if I need to start on December
Then that's what you
22nd, or
do.
what do I need to start on February 1st?
Some people need time constraints. Maybe that's just how it works for them.
What
But
if I needed to take the first month off of the year? Like, you know what?
that's
This
what you
is
needed to do. Then
emotionally draining
that's the point.
to prepare myself for these next 11 months. Maybe I need to just chill out for the first month. That's why I'm not
Well,
a big fan of New Year's
it's not a
resolutions,
set in stone law. So
even though the gym gets big money on New Year's.
yeah, definitely.
They get my money. But
They get my money. I don't even go. So it doesn't really matter. They bank on people like us. We the ones that keep the gym running, not the people that go. It's the people that don't go.
super tough. It's super tough to give them my $30 every month.
38 and went up.
$38 in every month. And they're like, haven't seen you in 30 days.
Yeah, but anyway.
But I mean, we should start the conversation about talking about analyzing our reality. Um, I mean, my reality is kind of when it comes to building positive habits, um, I try to control what I can control. I feel like we said that in a previous episode. Um, and understand that shit happens. It happens a lot,
Yep.
and it happens often. And
Sometimes
that
it's our fault, sometimes it's not.
yeah, and
Oftentimes it might be us, and we're looking for somebody to blame for it.
yeah, I can even speak recently to having some car trouble, and like
Most of the
it's usually me. But even like recently having car trouble, even before when remember my brakes decided to give out, and it's like, all right, I could literally sit here and spaz out because the streets want to claim $1,300 from me to get new brakes, but it's me, controlling what I can control, and me building my own habits. Like, all right, I'm gonna take a breath. I'm gonna go. All right, instead of losing my shit, maybe I need to.
I mean, maybe you need that. You do it for like a little bit, and then you get it together. You guys scream,
I'm good.
scream.
I'm good for one good. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm good for one of those. Like, come on, man. But after you get that out, I try to breathe and try to think logically, because in the past I've made terrible decisions in angst, and I feel like angst is like something like when you feeling like panicky and stuff like that, and like you make that kind of could lead to like,
Impulse decisions.
yeah, could definitely lead to impulse decisions. So that's how I analyze my reality. I kind of just take a really like I analyze my reality as like things happen often, and sometimes you just need to take a deep breath.
Yeah. And you could add that to a lot of things in your life. Like you wake up in the morning, you got mad stuff to do for work. You got tasks that you was like, oh, I'll just do it in the morning. And now you regret it. Just take a deep breath, collect your thoughts, take a minute to yourself. Don't text your friends complaining about it. Don't go on Instagram, Twitter, because that's just going to add on to whatever you're feeling already. Because that's just a whole bunch of different voices adding on to whatever you're feeling already. So just give yourself that time, whether it be in the morning, whether it be in the middle of the day, in the middle of a shower, whatever. Give yourself that time to just be silent with yourself. I spend a lot of quiet time with myself. I don't like sounds. I'm very sensitive to sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the day I sit in complete silence, and I'm an overthinker. And like, even though I give myself way too much of that free time, I have time to really sit down and analyze every single thing that I'm going through and try to figure something out. And if I have to talk to somebody about it, that's what I do.
I mean, that makes sense. Honestly, even something you told me that kind of helps me out, because I'm usually on the go, always doing a lot of things, especially because I'm an entrepreneur, is like, take 30 minutes to kind of just be present
Yeah.
in the moment, because if you kind of combine a lot of things all at once, it can be hectic. And like I said, like making decisions in a panicked state, I just think more times than not, it's just not gonna be conducive to what good decision making looks like.
Yeah, and like I'm saying all of this, but I live my whole day in a complete panic. I'll wake up at 8 a.m. and I'm like, oh my God, I got a call at 7 p.m. Like all day I'm thinking about this call that I have at 7 p.m. I am like, I can't even go outside today. I got a call at 7 p.m. And I just work myself up. And it doesn't help that I'm on Twitter and people saying dumb stuff all day, getting me more mad. Or I'm on Instagram and I see all my friends is working out or posting their lattes or having a great day. And I'm like, dang, like I'm over here anxious about this call I got at 7 p.m. I can't do nothing. And I just made that all up. Like I just created that negative space for myself and made it seem like I can't do anything, that I'm just incapable of doing anything in this time because I have this call at 7 p.m.
Or even think about it reverse. Like think about it like, yo, as soon as I get in the crib, I'm not going back outside.
Yeah.
Like, what if it's something good to do outside that's gonna be conducive to like, your overall health? Like
Yeah,
they tell
you're
people,
missing
they tell
opportunities
niggas
just
to take
because.
walks.
Yeah.
They say, yo, go take a walk. Like, why? This like not in my neighborhood. Like we wasn't just taking walks except we walking our dog.
Yeah.
But like they say like sometimes that works for people. Like
Yeah, taking that time to just breathe, whether it's, like I said, the shower or anything. Like, if I just take the time throughout my day, I can get a whole bunch done before 7 p.m.
you can. It's amazing what you can do when you kind of don't move in a state of chaos, if
Yeah,
that makes
declutter
sense.
your
Like
mind.
yeah, I think about that often, like what you could do if you don't live in a state of like
You
you're
could,
always moving around, this, that, and the third, and like that goes with having a calendar and stuff like that, and making sure that you have um, you know, certain things organized and whatnot. Like
yeah,
those are what we call building positive, healthy habits and whatnot. Like
yeah,
because that gives you the opportunity, like you said, to declutter your brain. Like hey, I'm doing this at such and such, even though like you may be nerve wracking at 7 o'clock. Like at 8 a.m. that you have something to do at 7 p.m. Could you imagine if it was like 6 p.m. and you found out you had something to do at 7
yeah.
p.m.? Like you'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, I wouldn't be prepared, nothing like that. Like, I have time, so use your time productively and like take that time for yourself as well. That could even move into like finding things that make you happy. Like, instead of being like stuck in a rut, stuck in like a daze all day because something affected you, that, don't get me wrong, there's some things we just need to feel. But if it's something little, like somebody cut you off and that shit just made you so mad, because it happens to me, and all day I'm like, yo, remember that red car? And it happened like 5 hours
Yep.
ago. Something like that. Like, let that go. Like, you gotta let it go. It's just gonna eat you and give you, like, it's not worth it. So spend that time doing something that makes you happy. Like, if you're really, really upset and it's something that you know you could let go, read a book. Listen to music. Have a playlist ready so you know, like, this playlist makes me feel this way, so I'm gonna listen to it. This like TV show reminds me of this time, so I'm gonna watch it. So just create that routine of, this is what keeps me calm when I'm feeling this way. That is a very healthy habit to put anywhere in your routine. You could do it once a week. You could do it every day. But like I really liked the Harry Potter movies growing up. So what did I do? I saved all my Target circle points, and I was able to get the whole disc set for $13. And Shane and I have been watching one movie every single Saturday for the month. And it just reminds me of going to the movies with my cousins or with my aunts to like see stuff that made me happy. Harry Potter.
Yeah. And it's been an experience.
Yeah, it's interesting watching it as an adult, and then the controversy around
Yes.
Miss Thang.
And how they
But
let Daniel Radcliffe go 4 movies without a haircut?
oh,
Those are bad
anyway,
vibes.
he does get a haircut eventually.
Anyway, I mean, in terms of talking about what makes you happy, I guess we can kind of talk about what we do. You
Well, I
know,
just did.
well, you did, but I guess what I do.
Yeah.
What do I like to do? I like to play video
Oh,
games. I like to play
yes.
my Nintendo Switch.
Yes, he does.
I do.
And I just sit next to him.
I'm a very big Mario fan. I like to play all things Mario related, Luigi really
Oh, that
related.
one that I played with you was fun. I like that one.
Mario Party.
Yes.
Yeah. It's good for your mental health, I believe. I really do. Um, I like to make music as well, you know. As an artist, of course, I always thought music was therapy, but in terms of like when I'm having a really otherwise and challenging day, I like to listen to stuff that I've worked on, and just to remind myself that I'm still that nigga. And I mean, and I need that. Sometimes you need that confidence booster. Honestly, like that's what makes me happy. So, just uh, a good nudge to remind you, like, hey, you know, you still good at what you do. You still love to do what you do, and you're here for a reason, and you're here for a purpose. Like maybe that's a small scale to me, but like that can be big scale to a lot of other
It's
people.
pretty
And when,
big.
huh?
That's pretty big.
Yeah,
It's not small scale.
but I'm saying like you do it like it's not to get sciencey, but it's like euphoria. Like
Yeah.
you kind of want to experience a state of euphoria. Like if we could do what we wanted to do and didn't have to focus on money for the rest of our life, we would all be doing whatever. Like you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
And whatever that is, do it.
I would literally be in my house making music all day long and not having to worry about paying rent. Like it's
Yeah.
things like
If you want to travel,
yeah, you get
try to go somewhere. It could be in a state. It could be a city. It could be international.
yeah.
Like just little things that can make you feel like you're doing something that makes you happy.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of like the way the world is set up. Like you can't just do whatever you want, or everybody.
Yeah,
We would
because I
probably.
would be on a resort every month. Okay.
But it's investing in doing what it's like investing in that. Like if you, that I feel like that's a big positive habit to do is like invest in things that make you happy.
Hmm.
Actually, like I went and spent a whole bunch of money on audio equipment in the beginning of September. Like did I regret it? Not one bit, because I literally know I've literally learned more things in audio in 5 months than what I've learned in 5 years, 10 years. Like that's a worthwhile investment. So in 2 years, I can be making more than I've ever made in forever. So like, and this is what I like to do. You, on the other hand, you built your office kind of like in your image. And kind of watching you do that, I feel like that was like you building healthy habits of investing in stuff that you wanted to do.
Yeah. Sorry.
She's
I was just
stretching.
listening to you. My back hurt. But yeah, like stuff that I always wanted as a kid. Like I was just like, you know what? Since I have my own office, I
Sis
don't
got a
share.
bean bag.
I got myself it's like 6 foot bean bag. And I put different blankets. I have a heated blanket on it. I have a weighted blanket on it. I have like a bookcase with all the books that I want to read. I decorated it. I got a record player. I got some vinyls, like everything, LED lights. Like that's like my ideal space. And I came up with it by myself and I spend a lot of time in there. And we're to the point where we aren't really in our living room anymore. Shane has the basement and I have my own room. We go in the living room on Saturdays to watch Harry Potter and
that's
Law
what
and
that
Order.
Xbox is to watch the Blu-ray.
Yep. So it's like those little things like took me out of a big rut that I had like all of 2021. I started my office space, I want to say November? Yeah.
At our old apartment.
Yeah. And that it wasn't for me. The vibes was not it. And when we moved here in September, and I just slowly started building to it.
I owned the office for like maybe 15 to 16
Yeah, I kicked him out.
days.
He had a little corner.
It's about 15 to 16
Yeah,
days.
and after that, like my mental health, like, yeah, I still have my moments and stuff, but I have a space to call my own and I could figure things out in there. And Knight thinks that the beanbag is his bed, so he's always in there with me. But just giving myself that space and that time to just figure it out away from everything and everyone. Amazing.
Amazing. So do what makes you happy.
Yep. Or find whatever makes you happy if you don't know. Try different things. I got one of them stepper things to do those step aerobics. I don't know if I'm really do it, but I want to try it out, see if it's fun. Just try random stuff. It don't have to be what everybody else is doing. It don't have to be what your friends are doing. Do it by yourself.
And you don't necessarily know, like, a lot of the things that make you happy, you might not necessarily, like, figured out yet.
Yeah.
Like I like boats. I don't never want to be in the ocean with a boat, but I really want a boat. Like I would love a boat. And it's very it's like
It's random.
it's random, but I'm saying like if I was like I'm fascinated with like the fact that people
Float on water.
no, like people like have nice boats and like live in boats and like do things like that.
But
like,
he wouldn't want the boat to leave the dock.
I don't. I just want the boat to kind of just chill at the dock. Like
and
I
that's
think that's
what would
cool.
make him happy.
I think that's cool. But I'm saying like that's random. Like that's
It
random.
don't have to make sense to anybody else because it don't make sense to me.
Exactly.
But I let him do it. I don't care.
You have a very large
long as
beanbag.
I
I
have-
think beanbags are kind of uncomfortable.
He be laying in it. He fell asleep in it
I
multiple
did.
times.
It's still uncomfortable.
Yeah, sure.
But it's like, you know, people like a lot of people don't understand. Like some people want to have a house. Yeah. Some people want to live in a condo for the rest of their life because they don't want to mow lawns and shit.
I want a house, but I understand the whole like you gotta fix it yourself stuff. It ain't for me. Like call somebody.
Trust me, she won't be fixing
I won't fix nothing.
So.
But anyway, add those little things to your routine. Find little things to add to your routine to make you happy. So little things that I do is like I'll spend some time reading a book, whether it's like Kindle Unlimited on my phone or audiobook, whatever it is. If I'm working and I'm doing a task that I could listen to something, I have a audiobook playing in the background or like a podcast because I just like the dialogue of some people or hearing some stories. Some other stuff I do. I like making like little coffees and like hot chocolates and stuff, like fancy drinks. And I have them throughout the day sometimes, and I put it in a cute cup, and that just makes me feel a little better throughout the day. It's nothing big, but like it puts a smile on my face. Or like if I make a really nice smoothie, like it tastes good and it's pretty, and I like that. So like just those little things, like, and make sure like they're healthy habits. Like those things are healthy habits for me. And like if there's an unhealthy one that I do, yes, there is. I binge snacks. But sometimes I gotta eat a bag of Cheetos, you know? So like do little things like to make you happy. If you want to go to Dunkin' Donuts and get you a donut that day because you just need a sweet
iced chai
or something like that to just boost your mood, try to do it.
Yeah. You know what I need to get back in? I need to be back into my yoga poppy game. That used to really brighten my day up in the morning when we used to do our little 10-minute routines. I got a yoga dice for Christmas.
Yes, I got you that.
So instead of watching YouTube,
you just roll.
I'm gonna roll the dice.
Gives you like 4 different movements.
I'm gonna roll the dice. I think I definitely want to get back into my yoga game because you definitely feel the difference. Even when when you work out in the morning and stuff like that, you definitely feel the difference. So just staying active, I think like movement, it's really is a really big thing. Like
and they don't have to be big dynamic movement. You could like you take Night for a walk all the time, like you outside for a little bit.
And I'm gonna sign back up for the basketball league at the Y, me and Breezy, so that we can encourage movement, even like just taking time out to just invest in your body so that your body feels good and whatnot. Like I be trying to go to the gym and stay consistent, but it'd be hard.
Yeah, it's like, dang, it's kind of cold outside.
It's definitely cold today.
Yeah, like they close schools because it's sub-0 degrees. Like
the wind chill was crazy today.
Yeah, so it's like your car about to fall off the highway type wind. So I'm not going to the gym. But what did I say? I got the stepper. I got us a dumbbell. I have an exercise bike. We have yoga mats. Like we can bring it home, but we still lazy. But like we could do all those things at home too. And when you do it, you feel better. And we noticed the difference because we've been grumpy for a couple of months now.
It's more so being deliberate. Gotta be deliberate in your
Yeah. Disciplined.
yeah. Discipline
Don't
is
wait for
hard.
that motivation because you ain't going to get it. Trust me. We on like month 3.
We are on month 3.
Yep.
But it's a process.
Yep.
And don't put yourself down if you got to stop.
We all go
At
through
some
it.
point, at some point in time, like that's the beauty of being a human being, is that we can make a lot of mistakes. And people will judge you, but
Yep. And guess what? Them judging you is just them projecting.
projecting. All right. So, not to rush through this, but like, what are some new healthy habits you're thinking about, implementing?
Now that, well, technically I'm working from home right now, but we're supposed to go back to the office. I started a new job, so I work in person, but because of the new variant, we are working from home for the next 2 weeks. So one thing that I want to start doing is modeling my days to be prepared to go back to the office. So that's like waking up at 6:30, working out. So it doesn't have to be like some big, I go to the gym, because I'm not doing that. But what I did was I come downstairs and I say, if I can last 15 minutes on this bike, I did enough. And if I could do 30, I did more than enough. So that's what I'm trying to do. Like, get up in the morning and just do something to wake me up instead of just relying on like my caffeine. Because, yeah, I make a really big cup of coffee and I'm trying to cut that back.
She does.
I only drink 1. Some of y'all be drinking like 3, 4. I don't know how y'all do that.
I don't know how people do that either, but
I have my little 16 ounces, sometimes 32.
But yeah, in terms of healthy habits I want to implement, I just need to be a lot more disciplined and staying on task.
Yeah, but what would be something specific? Like, try to make it like a SMART goal, kind of.
In terms of a SMART goal, let's see.
Because like mine was more like, who, what, when.
Yeah, I want to wake up.
Not to brag.
I want to wake up early, but I want to be very deliberate in terms of what I wake up. Like, I want to make sure that I'm like, not to stick with the movement thing, but like, I want to make sure that I'm staying active, and I want to make sure I'm eating more than twice a day, more than once a day.
Yeah, he come home 7 o'clock. He be like, I ain't eat. I'm like, you lucky
it's
I
terrible.
cooked something.
It's terrible. Like, I want to make sure.
Sometimes I don't.
Like, there's things that I could do to stay active. I'm sure of it, and as somebody who has family issues with health issues and whatnot, like, I need to be very, very cognizant of that, because I want to live to be 100. So, in order to do that,
I don't want to be this place. Maybe in another. Maybe
I would like to live to be 100.
Earth 4 or something.
So in order to do that, I have to go and at least do some activity every day. So I want to hold myself accountable to doing at least one activity a day. So that's going to be my positive, healthy habits. You guys hold me accountable in the comments, please.
Yeah, because you know what?
We're
going to tell them the real date. We should tell
60.
them what today is. And whenever this episode come out, y'all got to comment.
Just say it's going to be about 2 months. 2 to 3 months about 2 to 3 months this will be released. So
okay, so today is, what is today? January 10th, 2022. So whenever this episode comes out, y'all need to ask Shane, is he doing one activity, one movement a day?
Yes.
And y'all can ask me if I'm still waking up at 6:30 in the morning to do a movement as well. Because that's basically what I said. You just dragged it.
I would like to. So what? I dragged it. I'm a dragger. But yeah.
Yeah, and in order to keep doing that, you got to believe in yourself. You can't tell yourself, oh, I've been trying to wake up at 6:30 forever. I know my body. I can't do it. Because I be telling myself that. But you know what? Just set the alarm and get up. I put my phone in the other room.
Get up.
Tell yourself, like, who told me that I can't do it? If I never did it before, how do I know I can't do it? and just talk yourself up, like be your own hype man. Like stop telling yourself you can't do it, because then you're not going to be able to. You already failed when you told yourself you couldn't do it.
Keep that positive talk up. I mean, we give these great affirmations.
Yeah, like
And
pick
it's like,
something. I post them on Instagram.
Yep.
Randomly pick a Monday. I post them every Monday. So randomly pick a Monday.
Motivation Mondays.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you have to flood yourself with positivity.
And it'll be annoying as hell, but you got to do it.
Yeah, because negativity is prevalent.
It's powerful.
It's prevalent, powerful and prevalent, because it's here. It'll creep up in your mind, especially when you start thinking about your current situation or, your future situation. If you got some,
you just
some
start
deadlines
spiraling.
coming up,
Woo.
like you have to continue to flood yourself with positivity and put yourself around positive people. Do positive actions, like do things like we said, that make you happy. And whether it's 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, you take 30 minutes. Trying to take 30 minutes out to play Nintendo
Just say
Switch.
say some nice stuff in the shower.
Yep.
Like sometimes I'll be like, yo, you sent that bomb email, remember? You didn't make no errors.
Nice words and everything.
Yeah, and mind you, I'm typo queen.
No
so if I send
no grammatical errors.
if I send a perfect email, I'm proud of myself. Because if you text me, I don't be making no sense. And it's not because I'm slow or anything, for lack of better terms, of course. It's not because, it's just I don't know why I'm always in a rush. I just gotta get this out of here. Maybe it's because I'm a Gemini. But anyway, I'm typo queen. So sometimes I'm like, yo, you sent that email. Instead of thinking about the time that they ignored you, think about the time you sent that good email and they said, good job. I didn't think of that. And I'm like, yeah, of course you didn't, because I did.
Yeah, and
tap on the shoulder,
and reinforcing that positivity is gonna leak into how you set your goals and how you establish your routine. Because if it's branded in positivity, more likely than not, it's gonna spread positively. Ugh. I have terrible diction. I apologize, but yeah. I think that's it. I think that's a good episode.
Yep.
But Cash, can you give us the affirmation one more time?
Yes. I go after what I want and deserve.
And you should too.
So once again, it's Kiana, aka Cash. You can follow me at Noel Souls Heal on Instagram, __ Cash Talk _ on Twitter, and NoelSoulsHeal.com. Ooh, sometimes it's like a tongue twister.
Yes, and you can follow me at Frostmind Guru everywhere. You can follow the gang at Smooth Family ENT everywhere, and you can find us everywhere at smoothfamilyent.com. We thank you guys so much for tuning in again and again and again. We will be back next week. It's the Cash Talk Pod.
Goodbye.
She ain't even do the burr again.
Oh, I forgot. It gotta come naturally.